Joining us now is third-year head softball coach, Katie Anderson of the North Park Vikings. North Park coming off a 6-8 CCIW record last year, where they finished 6th overall in the CCIW last season. However, they had an opportunity to make the postseason, the first time ever in program history to make the postseason on the last day of the season. Had they had a couple of victories there, but still finished 6th overall in the CCIW. So now, Katie, as you're entering your third season as the head coach of the North Park Vikings, what is your expectations for this 2017 season?
Yeah, I think the last couple of years we've been doing a lot of winning behind the scenes, and it's time for it to translate onto the field. We've done a lot with our team culture and our program culture. We've done a lot with the kids that we've recruited and brought in, and we're really excited to go into this year. We have high expectations for ourselves. Like you said, last year was one of our best finishes ever in the CCIW, while our overall record didn't really show what we were, what kind of team we were. We started usually right around 6 freshmen last year, which can be tough on them in the beginning, trying to adapt to the new game, especially when there's so many of them. Once we clicked it on last year, it never clicked back off, and had we had a little bit more depth, we would have been in that tournament, no doubt in my mind, but we just didn't have the depth to sustain us last year. This year we do. This year we have, again, a huge freshman class. It's our team's made up of half returners and half freshmen. But I think we have more returners and we have more leadership in that regard, and to help the freshmen get used to the game a little bit faster. We're excited for this year. We know what we did last year. We know where we ended last year. And last time, I've been in this program now for 9 years as a player, coach, and I've never seen a team fight for something on the last day. And that's a huge win for our program. Even though it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to, that's a huge step in the right direction for us. The 2013 team had the same record. They had a 6-8 record. The only difference was that we didn't know we were fighting for something on that last day. That was a very talented team, a very good team, but we didn't know that we were fighting for something. This year we went into it fighting for something, and our team came together, and they have stayed together. So we're excited. We're hoping to improve on last year, and that's what we've been working to do.
Talk a little bit about, touch more on that excitement that you guys had on the last day of the season, when you got all 8 of those girls, those freshmen from last year, returning to this year's team. Talk a bit about that, one of them also being Kendall Poshwide, who earned all-conference for you guys last year. Talk about the expectations of those 8 ladies coming back, and just all the other returners. Although you did graduate, your 2 seniors, Katie Ortnow and Nicole Krukman. Talk about the expectations of the returning players.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to put a whole lot of expectations on them. They have expectations for themselves, which is great. You mentioned Kendall, but we have, 9 returners coming back that know what we want to do and know what we've been working towards, and know that where we finished last year was in a really, really good place. And when we came back in the fall, not only were we happy with the freshman class that we had, but we're also very happy with how the returners came back. They came back better than they ended, and they ended in a pretty good spot. We're waiting for people to shine through, and I think that will happen. But we have a lot of different combinations that we can put together this year. And we can't wait to try everything out and see how it falls into place. But the returners themselves have come back in a way that has made us proud, and they should be proud of themselves. And it's going to translate onto the field here finally after however many months of work. But they're excited, and I think that the freshmen are learning from a great set of individuals who know how to do things the right way.
And touch a little bit too on the girls you got coming in here, the freshman class. How much of an impact do you think they're going to be able to make on this team this year?
Oh, huge. I mean, we are a team made up of freshmen, sophomores, and a junior. So, with that, the whole transition process of the program, that's something that comes with the territory. But we expect them to step up and step up very quickly and often. So many of them have improved from day one to where we are now, and we expect that they're going to improve from right now until the end of the season, and they're going to play a huge role. You know, we have a pitching staff that's been working their tails off to be better, and they're going to really help us along the way, whereas last year we were throwing people longer than they probably should have been thrown, but it's what we had to do. This year we have options. This year we have a rotation that we'll use, and do we know what it is yet? No, but when we do, it's going to help us a lot in the long run. So they are following the returners' lead very, very well, and they're going to play a huge impact. You know, it's nothing set in stone yet. So I can't tell you who's going to do what, but we have a very talented class to add to a talented team that we had last year, which is something that's really gonna push us to that next level that we want to be at.
And you guys, I mean, you're right again this weekend. You guys start the season coming up March 12th here. Your non-conference schedule, you guys go down to Florida. You start with Endicott College and Indiana University South Bend on March 12th. That's the first two games of the season. But talk a bit about your spring break trip a little bit and the non-conference schedule overall. How much do you think that's going to help you guys setting up for your conference schedule coming up in a couple weeks?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes down in Florida we kind of get the short end of the stick as to a lot of teams that come from the Midwest or the Northeast, because the teams that we're playing already have 10, 11, 12 games under their belt, and we're just kind of shaking off the cobwebs. So the nice part is that we open with Endicott, and we're their opener as well. So it will be a very fairly matched game, and it will be a great way to kind of determine where we are. You know, spring training is spring training. We're going to move people around. We're going to see what combinations work, which ones don't, and see who steps up for the long run. IU South Bend, another really good team. Our whole schedule down in Florida is very, very competitive, and it's really going to prepare us for when we come back. And we play a lot of teams from our region. You know, we have the Lake Forest, Hope, not in our region, but we play them relatively often. We haven't played them the last couple of years, but before that we did. And we have UW River Falls that we played twice last year in the opening game. It was our opening game, and it didn't go so well. And then we lost to them the second to last day, 1-0. And we could have easily won that game. So this is going to be a nice redemption game for us. They're going to bring it. They're a very, very good team. They proved that to us last year, and I don't doubt that they're building. But I think that's going to be a really fun game for us down there. And we have a lot of our conference teams that are going to be down there as well. So we get to kind of see them, and the girls can get an idea of who we come back and play. But the nice part about our non-conference schedule this year is that we get a good majority of our non-conference game out of the way before we get to conference, which is really going to help prepare us and hopefully get everything together by the time we actually come back and start competing for that championship that we're working towards.
Yeah, and talk a bit about the conference too. I mean, Illinois Wesleyan is picked in the preseason poll to win it. You guys are tied to finish with Carroll in 8th for the position. But you guys proved last year that obviously preseason polls don't mean a thing. Talk a bit about the conference season coming up and where you see you guys shaking out in that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about this conference. It's competitive every year. The rankings come out every year, and it's never the same because everybody's just so, and it's across the board in all sports. It's not just softball, but it's a great league to compete in if you're an athlete. Great league to coach in. And you're right, we're picked 8th with Carroll. We're tied, and you bet we're using that as motivation. You know, that's fine with us. We can be the dark horse. We're happy being the dark horse. But we know what we have, and we know what we're working towards, and we know what we want, and we're going to give people a run for our money, or their money this year, because we know who we are. And from day one, we've been working towards a championship, and that's the culture that we're driving into our program, and that's what we want to do from here on out. So pick us last, that's fine. I don't care. We're going to come back, and we're going to prove you wrong, and we'll show it on game day.
All right. Well, thanks so much for taking the time today, Katie, and we wish you guys the best of luck in 2017.
I appreciate it, Kevin. Thanks.